armed and dangerous. Again. Yo. So, we've seen Thunderbolts. Yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited, y'all. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I will say I'm feeling that Marvel feel again. I'm getting it. I don't know why. But Thunderbolts has kind of brought that feel back. I'm not gonna jump to the deep end yet, because we got Fantastic Four next, so we'll see if that's good. But Thunderbolt, Captain America, into Thunderbolts, and now we're going into Fantastic Four. Let's see if they can keep it up, man. I can say that I am a happy fan right now. So, as you all know, I seen Thunderbolts. The movie was good. The movie's definitely good. If you are a Marvel fan, go see the movie. The movie makes a lot of sense. I really don't have any. I have little small complaints, but that's neither here nor there. So, what is Thunderbolt? So, it's a team. It's comprised of different agents, rogue people in the Marvel universe. It's somewhat like Suicide Squad, but not completely Suicide Squad. They're bad people, but they've done good things too, in a way. But they've done some big bad things as well. So it starts off. Just get a little, brief synopsis of the movie. You're meeting the team. You see Yelena. I believe that's her name, Yelena. That's Black Widow's sister. She's going through a tough time in her life, doing job after this, job after that for Val. You've seen her at the end of Black Widow. If you don't remember who Valentina is, she's at the end of Black Widow, and she's also in Falcon and Winter Soldier. Honestly, to watch this movie, if you want to know everything, Civil War, Winter Soldier, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Captain America, Brave New World, Black Widow, and after that, Ant-Man 2. And then after all of that, you're really caught up on what's going on. However, if you want just one thing that you may want to look at before, Captain America Brave New World will help a little bit with some of the stuff that's dropped in it. Then I would watch Black Widow. Black Widow will help you out a lot because most of the cast, you got Yelena, you got Red Guardian, Val was in that, Taskmaster was in that. So you got a little bit over half the cast in that movie. So I wouldn't, that Black Widow will definitely help you out. So we start off with Yelena. She's, doing a job for Val in some secret laboratory and whatnot. So she ends up blowing that up and stuff. And then, they move a little forward. She's talking to Val about how, she don't really want to do this anymore. But she meets up with Red Guardian. You can tell she's going through a lot right now because, she lost her sister in Endgame. So, like I said, she's going through a lot. Then she meets up with Red Guardian. They have some conversations with each other. She's upset at him that he didn't talk to her and help her out through her grief and everything like that. So then we move on to she's on the phone with Val, and Val told her, "Hey, you go do this last job, then we can get you something that's better to do with your time and everything." So she goes to this blackout site, and now Val is about to get impeached, or she about to get fired and put to jail or something because of what her company has been doing. And she's trying to cover all her steps up. So she sends Yelena there to track Ghost. Ghost is from Ant-Man 2. Sends Yelena there to track Ghost. So Ghost ends up going into this facility and everything that's like in the desert. And she's tasked with following her to see what she's trying to take from there and everything. So she ends up finding Ghost and where she went. But U.S. agent comes up from Falcon and Winter Soldier. So if you want to know more, I mean, Falcon and Winter Soldier help. It will help. But you can just watch Black Widow. So they all meet there. Yelena's following Ghost. Ghost is trying to get to U.S. agent. Taskmaster is trying to fight Ghost. So everybody's been sent there together. They've been bamboozled. Val has put them up against each other and stuff. And so one big thing is they immediately, that's a spoiler. We're going to save that. So Val and everybody, she sends all of them there so she can get rid of all her evidence at once. That's what she's doing. But then Bob ends up, some random guy ends up coming out of a cage in that room that they're in that's about to get incinerated. So she's about to, immediately get rid of all her evidence. But they end up getting out of there. They make it out. Bob ends up having some powers and stuff like that. But they escape. But Bob didn't get away because he ended up, causing a distraction for the rest of everybody else to get away. And then they captured him, took him to New York as they go. And Yelena stopped. This movie did have some good, I would say, the Marvel humor in this was a lot better. It wasn't kiddish. It wasn't really, really jokey. It just felt better for some reason. It didn't feel overwhelming. Like it's supposed to be a serious movie and you're doing a whole bunch of joking. It wasn't like that. It was good Marvel humor all the way through. So they end up, Red Guardian ends up picking everybody up. And it's gonna be a little quick thing, man. Red Guardian picks everybody up and they go to, where they go? They didn't even get there because Winter Soldier ends up coming to get them because they're going to be evidence to put Val in jail and fire her. But by the time they get to her, she done bought the Avengers Tower and everything. They end up getting up there to her. She done turned Bob onto her side. Now Bob is going crazy with his powers and everything. Bob is Sentry. I mean, you know that from the trailers. Bob is Sentry, and I am pleased. I'm pleased that they did not dumb down Sentry's powers. Now, of course, he didn't go 100% on Yelena, Red Guardian, Ghost, Winter Soldier, and so on. He didn't go completely to where he could have gone, but they showed you that he ain't playing around. He can be that guy like he is in the comics and everything. So I really applaud them for not dumbing down his powers. So like I said, Val ends up turning Bob onto her side, and then Bob beats the Thunderbolts, and then he turns on Val like, hey, why do I need to listen to you when you can't really tell me what to do and everything like that. So Bob ends up going crazy and he ends up becoming the Void. Sentry has, two sides to himself. So he ends up becoming the Void and everything like that. So how are they supposed to beat him? Yelena ends up stepping in the Void, and she, goes through her personal stuff that she needs to get over, and they all end up going in there helping Bob get rid of all his personal stuff and everything, and help him heal from that, so to speak. And he ends up, calming down. But then Val tries to switch everything in like a little press conference type that she done put together. And, Yelena tells her, hey, we own you now and stuff. And that's basically the gist of the movie. I don't want to give y'all everything. There's some action in it. It got some good scenes. All your spy stuff, espionage, and everything of that nature. It's a real good watch. Real good watch. I will say I could have used a bit more action. I feel like that's something that I was missing. A bit more action. I think that's like really a big gripe. The action part, can't really think of nothing else. It was one part that I felt like was maybe a little too long. It was fine for me, but it could have been a little too long for some other people. When Yelena and Red Guardian were having a conversation with each other about what was going on with her at a certain point in time. I mean, it could have been a little shorter, but I enjoyed it altogether. I feel like, but like really the action part, I could have used a bit more action in this movie. I feel like it was more heavy on the dialogue side, and I'm fine with that. I will say the connectivity is there. You're going to want to stay for the end credit scenes. There are 2 end credit scenes at the end of this movie. Stay to the very end. You want to stay to the end. Do not leave the theater until all the credits is over. Okay? So, what do we give this movie? I will say, hey, I did enjoy this more than Captain America Brave New World. I did. It was, I don't know, man. It was tough. It was a real good movie. They do hit on, mental issues and stuff like that, but the way they did it, I like the way they did it. It wasn't like smack dab. It was kind of in your face, but then it was done in a way that was acceptable, and you're going to want to see that. So overall, I'll give this movie a 4-3. I'm going to give it a 4-3. I really enjoyed it, and if I see it again, it may go higher. It's not going to go lower. It's going to go higher if I watch it again. So I'll give the movie 4.3 out of 5. 4.3 out of 5. And it's a good watch. So if you're a Marvel fan and you want to see this, I would go see it. But go see it now, and then you can come back and watch the rest, because we're about to get into the spoilers. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Thunderbolts. Yo, I don't know who did it, but somebody in Marvel did. They wanted to correct their mistake. Because if you've seen Black Widow, you know that Taskmaster is in that. But it's not really Taskmaster. It's some person they done put together to turn into Taskmaster. It's not really Taskmaster. They killed Taskmaster off in the beginning of the movie. Not the very beginning, but it's in the beginning of the movie. Like, Taskmaster is in the movie for like 5 seconds. Now, that scene that they had where they came in, like all of them were meeting each other together, and they was literally fighting each other. Like, one part, I think it was Yelena, she throws the knife. Then she throws the knife. Somebody catches it, throws it at, I think Taskmaster actually catches the knife, throws it at somebody else, it bounces off, and U.S. agent gets it. I don't know how the knife got wherever it went, but I love that part. That was a great part in the movie. Bob character, the dude plays. Keep him in here. I haven't seen him in anything else, and I may have, but I don't really remember him. But he did a good job. Dude played Sentry. I love seeing new people in Marvel movies. I think that was a big thing too. I'm sick of seeing the same people. And Thunderbolts brings you a whole different cast of characters. Like I said before, Marvel's doing better. They're taking steps to getting back to where they were. Because I'm telling you, throughout the entire, and the movie's like 2 hours and some change long, and it, to me, didn't feel like that. It was that long. So that was a plus. the movie's that long and you don't really feel that it's that long, definitely good. One other thing, the what was it? Like I said, I like how the characters came together. They really meshed well together. You know, it was kind of like that. It wasn't Suicide Squad. It was something different. Even though Thunderbolts and Suicide Squad kind of go hand in hand, just like how the Avengers and Justice League are kind of the same thing, but it was done differently than Suicide Squad. So I love how the characters came together, and when Sentry touches you, it's like he can tap into like one of your deepest emotions, or what you're actually going through, and so what are you keeping pushed down? Because at one point, Yelena and Bob are having a conversation about how she deals with her how she deals with her emotions and everything. And she said that she just, stuffs everything down, but she's saying it in a joking manner. And, both of them get that it's a joke. But she said, you work through it, things get better. Who was it? Oh, so when Robert Reynolds, Sentry, when he touches you, he can see, or then you see your deepest emotions that you're keeping pushed down. Because one of them was Yelena when she was younger, and she had to bring this girl out into the woods because Yelena was raised in the Red Room, so she brought the girl out into the woods, and one of the other guys, I guess, came up and just shot her. So I guess that was one of her tests or something like that, if she was going to do it or whatnot. That's something that she's been pushing down. U.S. Agent, he's been pushing down how his family, how he's lost his family, how he hasn't been the father that he wants to be. And then, who else do we see? I think you only see those two. Those are the only two that you see, dealing with their issues. I'm pretty sure Ghost got stuff going on. But it's at one point in the movie where everybody goes into the void so they can bring Bob back out. And as they're going through their own rooms, you don't see it. You see Yelena's rooms, but you don't see anybody else's. And they had asked Winter Soldier, Bucky, what did you see? He was like, no, I have a good past, so I'm good. Because you got to remember, all the stuff that he did, that Bucky did, he was brainwashed. So it wasn't really him, they brainwashed him into doing all that stuff. But they end up getting Sentry out and pulling him out of his void, and that really, if you are a person and you've been, you're dealing with a lie, you just keep stuffing it down. Sooner or later, the stuff, it builds up. And if you're a person like that, this movie is really going to pull on you and tug on you a little bit, because seeing Bob go through his rooms that are in, I guess you're in that void, and the void is your different rooms of the stuff that you've been holding on to and that you've been pushing down. Even him having to go through his different rooms and stuff. At one point, he's like a chicken twirling a sign, and it's one of the jobs he had. And he mentions it earlier in the movie, and the chicken smack U.S. Agent with the sign and everything. They had some good comedic parts, and they hit for me. I loved it. I had a good time. So they're going through Sentry's rooms and stuff, and you get to that final room where everything started, because they found Robert on the street, and he's going around. I think they said Malaysia, something. I don't know if it was Malaysia, but it was in some country, and they had picked him up off of the street. And that's not really how it happened in the comic books, but it's close, kind of close enough. They pick him up off of the street, and he goes through these drug trials and everything like that, and it works. But it works on a person who is somewhat mentally unstable, and you give him superpowers. Kind of like a Homelander-ish. But he ends up pulling himself out of the void. Like the void is attacking everybody in the room, and Robert done had enough, so he just starts punching and punching and punching on the void that's inside him. But that's what the void wants. It wants that negative, that anything that's not positive, that negative, hateful rage energy, all of that. It feeds off of it. So as Rob's punching the void is now taking over him. But Yelena ends up coming on to him and be like, we're here for you and everything like that. Even when they came in there, he was like, "You guys came back for me?" Like, "Yeah, bro, you with us now. You're a Thunderbolt. You're on the Pee Wee soccer team." But so they end up getting him out of there and pulling him out of the void. So the two end credit scenes. So the first one, what was the first one? What was the first one? I can't remember what the first one was, but the first one was cool too. The first one cool, but it's not like you wouldn't want the first one to be the last one. But I like the first end credit scene. It's cool. Blah blah blah. Let's get to connecting the stuff. So the second end credit scene. I'm telling you now, if you haven't seen the movie, go see the movie because this is the spoiler section. I said it in the beginning. So the second end credit scene is freaking, who was it? It's Yelena and everybody. They all got they got their same costumes and stuff. Well, not costumes. Their uniforms on because they are the Avengers now. The Avengers. But they say that, Sam has already, put his team together and he starting to copyright the name and stuff like that. So you hear the name drops and everything. And at the end of Brave New World, you hear Sam saying, "Hey, I'm going to start, the Avengers again. I'm going to start my own team." So, but Val at the end of this movie makes them the Avengers, but she really can't do that. However, so that's going back and forth. Red Guardian comes up talking about something. He got on a tracksuit with the word Avengers on it, but with a Z at the end, and he think that's going to help out. It's whatever. Red Guardian is funny, bro. He's funny as well. I mean, he's funny in like almost all the movies that he's been in, but he does a good job with lightening the mood because this is a, heavy movie. However, they said that something's coming into the atmosphere. They don't know what it is, and it's a ship or something. So then they bring up an image, and on the side of the ship, it's the Fantastic Four symbol. Yo, we're getting connected again. We're getting connected. So I can say, hey, Marvel, you're taking good steps. Now, I don't know what Fantastic Four first steps is going to give us. However, I hope y'all can keep it up, man. Just keep it up. So, like I said, I give this movie a 4.3 out of 5. One big thing was there's action, but there's not like a lot of action like you would have thought would have been in this movie. It's I feel like it's more dialogue driven. Nothing wrong with that. It's still a good watch. It still has some action scenes in it. But I think that was my only gripe. I think it's one more, but I can't really remember it right now. But so with being that I can't remember it, the action, it won't there. But the movie is good. The movie is good. I was about to say amazing, but this is a good Marvel movie. You getting that old feel back, man. I'm telling you, it's coming back around. So, if you've seen it and you liked it, leave a comment down below. What rating do you give it? Out of 5, out of 10. I think grade wise, I'll give it, I said B minus, but I think I'll give it a solid B. I'll give this a solid B, and I'll give it a 4.3. I don't know if those match up, but hopefully they do. So, like I said, if you've seen it, leave a comment down below. If you haven't seen it, what are you excited for? What are you excited for in the future of Marvel? hopefully Fantastic Four can pick up the baton and carry it. Hopefully they can. I don't know. I don't have a lot of energy, you know, a lot of what's the word? I don't have a lot of I don't have a lot of faith in it. I don't think they're gonna do what they say they're gonna do. But they might. They might end up surprising all of us. So I will see you all in the next one. Peace. We back, baby. We back. Wait just a second. Hold up. Now I'm back. This is when talk no jutsu makes sense. When you got somebody this strong going up against 3 super soldiers, an assassin, and an enhanced individual. It makes sense for them to talk to him, to talk him down, being that he's the certain character that he is. I mean, they talk to him and bring him back. I mean, that makes sense on how they defeat Sentry, because they don't match up physically. That's it. That's all. That's all I got to say, y'all. I'm going for real. Go see the movie. You know, check it out.